and they do it in dominant fashion as they defeat the Celtics in 6 games. It's their largest playoff win ever.
Will you tell me, what is the one quality that you possess that makes you think that you can walk out here and come into the ring and face the very best in the business? Ruthless aggression.
And what is good, guys? It's your boy Reborn, and we finally made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, chums, of all of these analysis from ESPN, TNT, Stephen A. Smith? What did I tell you? Chuck, what's his name? Charles Barkley. All of these chums, what did I tell them? Ruthless aggression. Oh man, didn't we all enjoy that right now? Just looking back at that clip. Oh my god, that was one clip, right? Wow. You know, it was a very emotional game to watch, first of all, because we haven't been in this situation in a long time. And I gotta tell you, I was in tears. First of all, it was in Binghamton, graduation ceremony, first of all, for one of my brothers. And I'm just watching there in the. I'm watching the game, and it didn't make any sense, cause I thought Boston was gonna take it. Next thing you know, it came to the matter of the fact that we just screwed them on, and we didn't give a shit. We didn't give a shit that they wanted. None of it. We took the lead each possession. Each possession, we took the lead. That's it. Karl-Anthony Towns, nonstop threes. He's just bam, bada boom, bam, bam, bam. My God. Jalen Brunson for 3. Damn, that goes down. Jalen Brown out of the game by the third quarter. The crowd is going wild. And to me, I thought it was dreaming, first of all. I literally thought I was dreaming. Now, think about it. In my mind, I'm just thinking, wow, this is quite the history. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because for myself, I've never had this feeling where it was one against all. That's what it always has been, is that the New York Knicks, whether it's in Westchester or the G League and all that, it was always the New York Knicks against 29 teams. I'm telling you, I'm not shitting with you. That's what it has always been. Get it through your mind that that's what it always has been. If I was shitting you, don't call me wrong. But I'm telling you, I've never been this happy before in my entire life. And to be honest, it was quite a game to watch. I loved the penetration passes, and I loved the communication. It was extra communication right after Game 5, after Boston won. We took Game 6 and we grabbed it by their ball sack. Literally. Now we're going to have to do the same thing with Indiana. And I'll tell you one reason why. Is because I'm not saying we don't deserve it, but we do deserve it. And I'm sorry, hold on. We do deserve it. But there's a matter where we have to think straight and think, what is the mentality that we need from this squad? And it's what I said before. It's ruthless aggression. We have to fight to get what we want. I just showed you the clip right now with John Cena slapping Kurt Angle right in the face. You know what I mean? It all comes down to what's on the table. Right now is a rematch that we had last year. Game 7 went. They took it away from us on our home court, and they lost to Boston right after that. That was Indiana. They lost to Boston 4-0. So now what we've got to do is do the same thing as what they did to us last year in the same round, which was the semifinals. They took second, they grabbed it, and that's it. Now the NBA has woken up. Now ESPN has woken up. Now all of these international sports content creators and these professional high standard analysis and tucked up suit, now they are in shock because they don't know what to anticipate right now. The only people I do have to say is shout out to MSG Network, because they are the only people that they can trust in the New York Knicks. Wally Zerbiak, Alan Hahn, Bill, all of these guys. When it comes down to the New York Knicks, that's the channel to watch. Okay, maybe NBA TV, but it's the same thing. I'll tell you something. This round was something to take credit. We really, really worked hard for this, and we made them shocked as much. Yeah, Jason Tatum fell game 3. Praise to him. But the matter of the fact that you have Boston playing this slow comes to show you that they need Jason Tatum. I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's an amazing player. He won MVP last week in the finals, I think. I'm not so sure. What I will tell you is that they couldn't keep up the mentality that they had 2 injuries, let alone they didn't have Porzingis during game 4, something like that. So the fact of the matter that they can come out this game and play maybe 45% chance comes to show you they didn't want, they had the desire. They won it last year. So first of all, they're fine. They're fine. They came back, they lost, and then they win, and yeah. But for us, we deserved it. We really did. I don't think anyone would give us credit, let alone to all of these analysis, like I said before. Stephen A. Smith, Nick Merck, who else? Max Kellerman, God knows where and what he's doing because he got fired from ESPN. All of these guys Look back at the video. Go on YouTube and look back at Jalen Brunson's historic run to the Knicks and his signing to the New York Knicks. They didn't trust in him because they had zero empathy to say that is a player that what the Knicks really need. He said it himself. Jalen Brunson said it himself. Yes, he's slow, but he can make amazing moves, and he's there. He's a leader. That's what we needed. What, you think that when he was with Luka and Dallas, he was a leader? The only leader they had was Luka. Let alone they traded him this season for who? Anthony Davis. So that way he could go and help them out. When their GM is just, that's a different topic. But you're telling me when he was in Dallas, Jalen Brunson was in Dallas, he had that ability? No. And by the way, he said it. He said in one of the podcasts that he wanted to sign a max or like something like that. But Dallas didn't let him. They screwed him. So guess what? He took an opportunity. He came here and he showed everyone what he got. Big mistake, but that's what they signed up for. You know what I mean? Every single person proved this kid wrong. Not kid, actually, because he's my age, but this person wrong. We're talking about Jalen Brunson, the guy that came here, signed here, went up against Cleveland the first year. We wanted to go to the second final. We wanted to go to the semifinals, but then next thing you know, it went nowhere. It went nowhere because I don't know who we were going up against at that time, but it came to show you that, yes, he can fight back each and every year, time after time again. But none of these analysis give him credit. None of them. Okay, maybe Kendrick Perkins, maybe some of these guys from ESPN. But no one gives him credit when credit is due. I'm being genuinely serious. They don't give him any credit. And it's stupid. It's really stupid and pathetic. You know what I mean? But let me tell you something. It was worth 6 games. Now we just got to do it with Indiana. And let me tell you what we have to do with Indiana as I show up last year's semifinals and what we have to do within each game. So, yeah. So here is the stat sheet from last year. Last year, we went up against the same team, which was Indiana, and we're going up against them again, but this time in the conference finals. The big mistake that we had against them is that they were averaging much more than we were averaging. Look at the stats over here versus what they had. They had plenty of more points in the paint as much as we did. And when you look at the stats now compared to the games, it comes to show you that we have some work to do. Look at the games on your right. Look, we won one game against them last year. Then we won the next one. Come out, they won on their home court. And then it was again tie. Game 5, we won. And then it was a tie again. They came and they swept us. We cannot let that happen. I'm sorry to tell you that, but we cannot let that happen. If you tell me that what goes on is gonna lead up to what went on, you're out of your mind. Now, if you look at game one, let's look at the details. Let's look at what we need to be aware. Last time I was doing this, I believe I was on. Actually, let's look from the regular season. So we played Indiana. Of course, we won home court, but then going there, they won, and then we won again. I believe we played them a couple of times, but yeah, it was a back and forth situation where it was just an unreal moment, and it was hard to watch. Generally speaking, I want to say it was a hard game to watch. Now I got the stats. Yeah, it was a hard game to watch. There wasn't any motion that we were doing. Nothing. It was nothing that we gave it all. We didn't do anything. Now, comparisons to this season, and here it is. Comparisons to this season, Jalen Brunson with 26 points against the Indiana Pacers. And with Karl-Anthony Towns at 12. Now, I want you to look at Pascal Siakam. 20 points for Pascal Siakam, as well as 6.9 rebounds. Look at Karl-Anthony Towns, and I want you to look at Pascal Siakam. It's just mind-boggling. Because it comes to show, okay, he's a good player, but we've got Karl-Anthony Towns. He's beyond great. Now, here's the concerning part. Jalen Brunson with only 7 assists, 7.3 assists. I'm concerned because look at how much Tyrese Haliburton has. 9.2. The guy is crazy, and we have to be careful. This is literally not good. Now, it also puts me to concern with Mitchell Robinson since he came back in March. So there is a little bit of a shake. He only has 1.1. Miles Turner only has 2. I'm not too concerned about this because I know what the outcome is. I owed a lot this weekend because I'm celebrating. But it comes to show you that, yes, there is a mindset that we do have to be aware. Here, look at the points, the assists, all of the ups and downs. Take a look at us and take a look at Indiana. We're averaging 115 points. 115 points per game in the season, the regular season. They averaged 117 points within the season. I want you to take a look at the rebounds. 42 rebounds, 41 rebounds. Now the numbers are going a little bit up and down. 27 assists, 29 assists. This is a little bit dangerous. Steals, 8.2, 8.5. Concerning, but it's okay. 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 13 turnovers. Okay, so we're in a good position right now. Field goals, 48 in field goals, 48 in field goals. It's not bad. 39 three-pointers. And it's the same thing with them. 39 three-pointers. Now, 80% chance. We're 80% chance in field goals. They're only 78.9. That's literally close. So they're one number away. I'm not saying it's bad, but it puts me to concern of what's going to be with this this team. And I'm a little bit concerned. To be honest, I am absolutely concerned about Indiana. And I'm not saying I'm scared, but we have to do some things within our uncomfortable spot. And I think what we are doing is we're doing just that. The only thing to be concerned is what's on our mindset to be ready for this team. You know what I mean? Yeah, but anyways, I want us to take a brief minute or a couple of minutes to take a chance and listen to Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Thibs. Let's check out and see what they have to say. So let's hear what all three of them have to say.
For the most part, we like to keep everything in house. Not really talking about. Like obviously not revealing our entire whatever to the public, but there's a lot of misconceptions about everyone, and that's fine. It's control what we can control, and then let whoever talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Is it true that he does have like a bed in his office here? Is that like actual thing?
No, he doesn't. He should, but he doesn't.
Jalen, how do you balance the accomplishment of getting to the first conference final in a quarter of a century with the work that still needs to be done, the task at hand, and what your ultimate goal is?
I think it was very important and great for the fans to have our backs and celebrate the way they did. But for us, we know there's a long way to go. And so we don't really look at it as an accomplishment. It's just the next step. We're grateful, we're thankful, but we know there's a long way to go.
Obviously, you played against Tyrese in the conference semis last year, and then you guys end up in the WWE ring, staring each other down. And now you meet each other again with a chance to go to the NBA Finals. Number one, did WWE have a script to this season? And number two, just for you, what's it like to be matched up with him and have the history that you guys have meeting with a chance to go to the Finals?
Yeah, WWE, they were cooking when they did that. But it's a great opportunity. Didn't really know Tyrese until we played like USA basketball together. We knew of each other. Great player. He's done a lot. He's quieted a lot of people. He's obviously their engine, and they go as he goes, and he does a lot for their team. So it's going to be a tough task. But I think as a team, we just got to stick together and do what we do and control what we can control. But happy, obviously, for success. But this is, like I said, this is a new challenge for us.
Did any part of you think that night when you guys are in that arena that you guys are going to meet again in the playoffs this soon, or was that just?
No, that night had obviously a lot of it's coincidental, but that night is totally different from obviously what we're about to go through. But I think it was a cool experience for both of us, and something that you can just like check off for your bucket list. It was a really cool experience to be a part of that.
For how, I guess maybe unflappable in life he might be, that he's okay coming to be the heel in that Madison Square Garden against you. Probably a lot of people maybe don't want to do that much in life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was obviously something that he wanted to do, and the way he played last year in the playoffs, I mean, it was fitting, and so he played well in the Garden. Obviously, Knicks fans and Pacers fans, they go back and forth, but I think he did a great job. I think he did a great job with it last year, and it's just, but now we're moving on.
If your hand is healthy, would you use the chair?
I mean, I'm not going to answer that question.
How did that come together? Like, how did, from your vantage point, how did that whole thing come together?
Absolutely.
So now I'm gonna go to Josh Hart's video since it's really long. But yeah, let's see what Josh has to say.
Ideas bounced around, and then there we were.
I think this whole, I don't even really want to call it a run. It's just 2 series, but in those 2 series, he showed that he's willing to adapt. He's willing to change. He's willing to, do different things that he's used to. And obviously that's a willingness on his end, the trust and belief in his players. So I just think, everyone gives them a label and they just run with that label since, for the last 10, 15 years. But I think the last 2 series showed his ability to adapt and change when necessary.
Yeah, Josh, is this series about revenge, or is it just another year, another series?
Another year, another series. Y'all can write whatever y'all want. They're gonna, make it into a revenge thing or something like that. But I mean, half the team didn't play last year. They were hurt. Jude, Dante, they're not here anymore. Zay's not here anymore. You got Kel, OG was hurt. It's a totally different team, totally different situation, totally different round of the playoffs. So we just got to make sure we're ready. That's an extremely talented team whose offense is clicking at all cylinders right now. So nothing about revenge or anything. It's just about next series.
Yeah, Josh, they kind of trolled you guys a little when they won that series. Haliburton won the Reggie Miller sweatshirt and doing the choke sign. I think Turner went outside and trolled your fans. And that series, did that bother you? How they reacted? And did it bother? How long did that playoff loss stay with you?
Did it bother me? I mean, at the end of the day, if you win, you can really just kind of do what you want. I mean, I think everybody's different. Everybody embraces being in that spotlight differently. So if that's how they want to do it, cool. But for me, I don't know. Obviously, it was a tough series for us physically, especially at Game 7. I was, hurt and couldn't play how I wanted to. So it's helped me for a little bit. But at the end of the day, I knew I gave everything I possibly could have given. So
I think it was a Game 2 in Boston. You guys been behind the whole way. Jalen was having a really bad shooting night, and he scores in the 4th quarter. And right away, Reggie Miller says, you got to be concerned for yourself. Here comes the best clutch player in the NBA. It kind of felt like Tiger Woods' prime. Like you could be way back in the back 9, and you still got to watch because would you believe if he wasn't your teammate that there's an NBA guy who could suddenly swing a game like that when it just seemed like it's not happening today?
I don't know. I mean, there's obviously a a lot of talented guys in the league, especially in that fourth quarter. Guys like Shea and Jokic and all that. But I think his ability to rise to the occasion, his ability to want the ball, to make the proper play in late game situations is unmatched. So he's one of the guys like, okay, if we get, even if we're down, if we're a couple possession game, towards the end of the fourth quarter, we feel extremely confident because we got guys that's going to make plays defensively, and then he's going to make the proper play offensively, whether that's scoring or, drawing to getting guys open shots or those kind of things. So, I think, Reggie was right on that. I think he's the most clutch player in the NBA right now, and we're happy he's on our team.
What's the challenge of getting off an emotional high and now getting ready for this next series? What's that challenge like for you?
Oh, not really a challenge.
And right now, I'm probably gonna leave Thibs for last. So, yeah. Here we go.
Race. There's not really any scientific thing to prove more or less minutes relates to injuries, and I think this playoffs just kind of showed that, right? You guys, Minnesota and Denver, all played your starters a lot. You guys won the final 5-team standing. Cleveland probably didn't, and they were kind of battered at the end. Is there any vindication from you in just knowing your team and sticking to your beliefs and seeing it kind of play out the way it has?
No, like everybody's different. You do what you think gives your team its best chance to win. And I always say you do run your own race. And so what does your experience teach you? Like the players that you've had, the people you've been around, the coaches that you've been with, the sports science people that you've talked to, the doctors that you've talked to, right? And all that factors into it.
With Indiana, is there any similarity to Boston, the way they 5 guys who can shoot and the depth they play with? Is it similar at all to what you just faced?
It's different. Every team is a little bit different, but there are some similarities. The uniqueness of their ability to push the ball and then having multiple point guards and skilled bigs. I think it's sort of the way of the NBA today. And so I think you have to be adept at, guarding offenses that are built like that.
Is their depth one of the things that it presents a challenge for you guys?
Well, I think it's more, you look at that's one of their strengths. I think their offense, their defense, their core players are going to play, a good amount of time. And so we have to understand that. And we have to understand the guys that are coming in, what they do well. We have to know them well. I think what goes into winning is your preparation and then understanding what the strengths and weaknesses of their team is. And then you got to try to take advantage of what your strengths and weaknesses are and cover up your weaknesses.
I'm so sorry. Is there something about them specifically that allows for them to be able to maintain their transition offense as well as they have in the playoffs? That so many people look at teams that are as fast-paced as they are and say that can't work in the postseason. Now, obviously, the second straight year may back to time.
Well, I think, you look at what the strengths of the team are, and I think you build your system around that. So they've done a good. Haliburton has certain strengths. I think if you overlook the type of player that Nemhard is, you're making a big mistake. And then so you build your system around that. I think that's what most NBA teams do is you figure out, okay, what are the strengths of the players that you have, and build your system around that. And then defensively, you do the same. Okay, maybe with this type of team we can do this. Maybe you're more aggressive. You're trapping more. You're whatever. Maybe you're switching more. So I think you take advantage of whatever the strengths are, cover up your weaknesses. Whatever you think gives the team the best chance to win. That's where where your focus lies.
So I don't have to be called fun, but
All right. So you heard it right there. 3 guys, absolutely right. They've been here before. Well, they haven't been here before, but they've been in a situation against Indiana in the semifinals. So they know what's coming up for them. Only this time it's a little bit stronger. I do have to say, the fact that Jalen Brunson has a little bit of experience with Tyrese Haliburton comes to show they're both kind of the same thing, but they have to play within a mindset that is mentally and physically to what's to come. It's going to be interesting. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but it's going to be, let me say this, it's going to be 10 times hard because we haven't been in this situation in a long time. But I do trust in this team because the way that we are playing, it comes down to how can we play and when is the right time to play this way. And that is every single game. I mean, like I said before, it's like when you look at the stat sheet, it's gonna come to show that yes, each player is gonna come straight to your face, play the game that they are supposed to be playing, and come up to your face. So we have to be aware of that. And we got to do the same thing to them so that way they know, oh shit, they're not coming, with this mindset and all that stuff. So, but I am ready to see what this team has got. It's not going to be easy, but we're willing to take the ride and show this team what we really are. And we've been here before with Reggie Miller and Choke. I was probably a kid 99 to 2000. So I don't remember that, but probably Spike Lee does. It's gonna be an interesting moment for us Knicks fans because we are not only ready, but the fact of the matter that we have got this comes to show, okay, bring it. And that's what we should be doing. And we should really be careful because, of course, with each and every season, I'm going to tell you this and I'm not going to pull up the screen, but with each and every game that we showed up, with almost every single game, hold up. Okay, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that we're ready, and this is gonna take some time to understand where we're going, but we've got this. We really do. It's gonna be dangerous, but we're ready. really. I'm just proud of what we did for the last couple of rounds. I really am. Because not only that we took the time to actually look at our mindset to the game, but we also decided to take it upon and to also recognize what we weren't doing good last playoffs. And we did just that. Again, this season, October, we made the trade. Yes, even though I wanted Dante DiVincenzo, it was worth the trade to trade Julius and Dante for Karl-Anthony Towns. Now look at Karl-Anthony Towns. It says it right on your ticker screen. 12.9 rebounds and assists, and look at his point status. It comes to show you that we were ready from the beginning. Yes, we're in third place. They're in fourth place. We knocked down a first seed and a second seed, showing the league that we're ready, So there comes a time where you got to tell yourself, this is what we signed up for, but we're ready. We're ready for the challenge. And the challenge is that we're gonna have to fucking bust our ass. That's it. I'll leave you off with this. We're gonna make them cry. I said this last week. But let's face it, we made it. What I said last time, not made them cry and all that stuff, what I said last episode. But what I said last episode was that we don't want to get too much to the mindset of we're going to make it to the finals, but let's take it one day at a time. One day at a time, no rush. Because each game, it's our own mindset. I have never seen my New York Knicks like this. This is our team. This is what we've been waiting for. We are the passionate fan base in the whole entire NBA. Okay, Boston is also, because let's face it, they have numerous of championships. But we're very loyal to our team. And let me tell you something. We're not going to back down. And we're going to take it one game at a time, just like what we did last year. And I think right now, what JB is doing, what Josh Hart is doing, what Karl-Anthony Towns is going to about to bring to this team is the mindset of a championship caliber team, which we are showing. But we have to prove every single team with its jaw dropped. Here, right now, you had what's his name? Trae Young post a stupid tweet on Twitter. He posted that OKC fans were better than the Knicks fans. You know why he said that? Because he's bored. And he lost. He lost. So on the first week, he decided that he wanted out. He doesn't know why. He's very delusional. It's because these players are bored and they're jealous. They have gone to the level of relevancy. That means Kevin Durant. That means Trae Young, even though he hasn't been up here yet. But it's these type of players that don't even respect the Knicks. Here you have Paul Pierce on Kevin Garnett's podcast saying that we're not going to win. What did I tell you? Or what, like, you know what I mean? The guy came out in a wheelchair laughing, oh, yeah, because, you know, what did I tell you? We won this, not like, come on, man. Come on. Anyways, guys, we did it. Let's go, Knicks. Wednesday night, game 1. We better win. Anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Also, don't forget to ring that notification bell when you want to follow up with Knicks Take and all these other videos. If you don't and you want to just follow the Game Changer, not a problem by me. But anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Also, make sure to ring that notification bell so that way you get more videos. And yeah, have a great day. Peace and love. And yeah. Anyways, guys, peace.